Had the Twitter files not been disclosed just days ago by Elon Musk, we would never have known about the Twitter-DOJ relationship that spiked the story before the election and sought to bury the laptop story altogether forever.
The FBI was in possession of the laptop. The FBI was in possession of the laptop. The FBI was in possession of the laptop December 9th, 2019. They had a copy of Hunter's signed authorization that was dated April 12th, 2019, clearly allowing me to access, not hack. Usually, if you're a hacker, you don't get permission from the owner or previous owner to access the data. So the FBI knew all the facts. James Baker's working for Twitter, I assume as a back channel, and they still decided to bury this, label it Russian disinformation, label my actions hacking, and try to sweep this under the rug.
The FBI was having meetings with social media weekly, interfering in an election to keep this Hunter Biden story and the crimes of influence peddling quiet.
Absolutely stunning.
In noch niemals dagewesenen Millionen Demonstrationen hat sich am heutigen Tage die ganze deutsche Nation zur Arbeit, zu ihrem Wert, zu ihrem sittlichen Ethos und zu ihrer nationalen Verbundenheit.
Number 3 is the bandwagon effect. People do or believe in something not because they actually do believe it, but because that's what the rest of the world believes in. In other words, following the rest without thinking. If you've ever heard someone say, well, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you? Then that someone is accusing you of the bandwagon effect. It happens a lot with us. I mean, a lot of people vote for a certain candidate in the election because he's the most popular, or because they want to be part of the majority. It happens a lot in the stock market too. If someone starts buying a stock because they think it's going to rise, then a lot of other people are going to start picking the stock as well. It can also happen during meetings. If everyone agrees on something, you are more likely to agree with them on that object.
It's a proven fact.
Number 11, selective perception. I like this one. Selective perception is a form of bias that causes people to perceive messages and actions according to their frame of reference. Using selective perception, people tend to overlook and forget that contradicts their beliefs or expectations.
Things are continuing to unravel over at the FBI, with new information shedding more light on potential political bias being operated from the Bureau. The New York Post's Miranda Devine's exclusive report has revealed that the recently retired Special Agent Timothy Tebow failed to further probe a whistleblower who had come forward with serious allegations about Hunter Biden. According to the report, Mr. Tebow was considered the point man for Tony Bobulinski, who was the former business partner of the president's son and now a main whistleblower who has fed the Bureau information about Hunter. In this new bombshell accusation, he alleged that Joe Biden was involved in business deals Hunter orchestrated with a Chinese company, despite the fact that he has long maintained he has no knowledge of what his son gets up to.
Number 6, the ostrich bias. This is the decision, or rather subconscious decision, to ignore the negative information. It may also be an indication we only want to consider the positive aspects of something. This goes beyond not only looking for the positive information, but this is when there is negative information and we choose to ignore it as an outlier. Sometimes, even when we have a problem, we try to ignore it thinking it will go away. To avoid finding out negative information, we just stop looking for it. Now, this could be a serious crime in many scientific research laboratories and basically promotes ignorance. Serious crime in many scientific research laboratories and basically promotes ignorance.
But first tonight at 10, a brawl outside a local McDonald's leaves one woman injured. But first tonight at 10, a brawl outside a local McDonald's leaves one woman injured.
I am not asking anybody to take a chance on me. I'm asking you to take a chance on your own aspirations.
I'm not just asking you to take a chance on me. I'm also asking you to take a chance on your own aspirations.
I haven't spent much of my life in politics, which most of you know, but I've spent enough time in Washington to know how much we need to change Washington.
I haven't spent a lot of time learning the ways of Washington, but I've been there long enough to know that the ways of Washington must change.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country. Plaguing our country.
I'm going to take a different tack from beginning. We are at this point, this is not about black and white, rich and poor, blue collar, white collar. We're fighting for the heart and soul of our nation.
I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Fourscore years ago, a great American